আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভিউয়ার্স, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক টু মোটর সলিউশনস। আমাদের আজকের টপিক হচ্ছে আরটিআই ইনজুরি ক্লেমস। আরটিআই ইনজুরি ক্লেমসের বাইরে যদি অন্য ধরনের অন্য কোনো ইনজুরি থাকে আপনারা আমাদেরকে প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারবেন। উই ক্যান টক অ্যাবাউট এনি সর্ট অফ ইনজুরি because Mr. John Duncombe is very experienced. He's been in this industry for a very long time, so he hasn't dealt with only RTA injury claims. He dealt with any type of injury claims.
Indeed.
It could be slip and
Accidents
trip,
at work,
an accident
slip and
at
trip.
work, any kind of. But what we're talking about today is something different. Mainly, we obviously just before we went to the break, we talked about there is a potential change, a big change in this industry, which means a lot of these lawyers, like my friend John, they believe there is a big right is that all this, I mean, insurance company obviously is their proposal, and the government also kind of agreeing with them. You know, it is under their consideration that they will probably implement these changes, and if this happen, it will affect a lot of people, a lot of innocent people who do get involved in an accident. Unfortunately, nobody wants to get involved in an accident, but if it happens, then it is their right, obviously, to make a claim and seek compensation. But if this law comes in place, unfortunately, I mean, a lot of you who's been claiming in the past or who's claiming now, probably in same time next year, you're probably not going to be able to make a claim because it's becoming very difficult to make a claim. And my friend John will explain more why is it becoming very difficult and why is it going to be impossible to make a claim. John?
Well, first thing we ought to understand is insurance companies are there to make a profit. So they don't like paying out. And they will try to avoid paying you by any means that they can.
Yeah.
Legitimately, they will raise arguments. Because they raise arguments, generally people need someone to assist them. I know my way around a court.
Yeah.
I know the legal system.
Yeah, because you got years of experience.
Because I've got the experience and because that's my
You
job.
got the qualification.
Exactly. The same thing is if I have a problem with my boiler at home, I don't know how to deal with it. I go to a plumber. A
Yes.
plumber knows how to deal with it. If you've got an issue with the law, you should be able to come to a solicitor.
Yes.
Unfortunately, insurance companies, as I say, don't particularly like paying out, and therefore they lobbied the government to remove your right to use a solicitor. Not only that, they've lobbied the government to remove your right to bring a claim.
Yeah.
So to give an example, if you have an injury claim now that's possibly worth £2,000 in compensation, and I can assure you, you wouldn't want the injury. The compensation doesn't really make up for it,
Yeah.
but you're entitled to compensation. Under the new proposals, that claim will either be zero or a few £100s at
But
best.
how would the general public, how would they even evaluate a claim? Because they don't have any expert knowledge.
Exactly.
They don't know how to put things together.
Exactly.
They don't know what makes a claim.
No.
You know, there's other things related to that, such as like medical examination.
Yep.
You know, I mean, physio, if there is a requirement for physiotherapy.
You've got physiotherapy, you've got the medical examinations, but on top of that, you may well have other things, such as, I keep going back to loss of earnings. Now, if you're a taxi
And at the
driver,
moment, they're enjoying also from accident management companies, they're enjoying a free, I mean, free to them, but which is not free, replacement vehicle.
Exactly.
And
So all those things that flow from it. So the typical driver will have an accident and they may be injured. They may not be able to work for a short while, so they've got lost earnings. They need their vehicle repaired. They need a replacement vehicle. And all of these things that they can achieve because the system allows them to utilise
and do
the
it, because
services
not
of
only that, they're
experts.
seeking the experts, obviously, advice straight away, because the experts are willing to advise them because it is in their best interest, because if they
Exactly.
can win the case, they make the living out of
Yeah.
this. This is why it is in their best interest to win the case for this particular person.
Exactly, and we will advise correctly of what you're entitled, and it is only what you're entitled to. We're not asking you to exaggerate or anything like that, but what you're entitled to place you in the position you would have been in if that person had not hit you.
Yeah.
Okay? And when insurance companies talk about the innocent motorist is going to suffer, the innocent motorist is the poor person who's been hit by someone and has been injured.
Yeah. Okay. And not, I mean, obviously, this is a huge subject. We obviously here talk about, we are here probably studying, I mean, the most practiced democracy in the world, probably. You know, I mean, we have the best democracy. That's what we consider. Not only that, many countries agrees with us as well. We have a model democracy system here. But now here, only few insurance company lobbying that to the government, which is for their own interest. Now, a lot of people, for example, 40,000 lawyers, you know, against it straight away. The 40,000 lawyers, boys, you know, I mean, is it getting ahead?
No, the simple answer is no. The government have said, and this is a quote that came out last year, that the insurance company are pushing an open door. In other words, the government are listening to the insurance industry because they say that they feel that the insurance policies ought to be cheaper.
But
but there's no evidence that they will be reduced.
Since the last change,
since the last
2013, April 2013, has the increase, I mean, the premium gone down since
Premiums
then?
have gone up.
I haven't seen anybody saying my premium has gone down.
No. Again, in the committee today, the head of Aviva said that the insurance companies have saved millions and millions of pounds, but he can't guarantee.
Have they distributed?
But he can't guarantee that it will be passed on to the.
It hasn't been passed on.
No,
it hasn't been passed on.
It has not been passed on.
So now I know it's very frustrating for lawyer like yourself. And I know, obviously, personally, I mean, you know that, you know, I mean, a lot of the lawyers in this industry. Now, at the moment, everybody's obviously going through this uncertainty.
Yeah.
You know, don't know what is happening. Now, representing, I mean, general public going to court and representing themselves, obviously, they don't have the experience. And imagine, like, you know, I mean, without a representation, they go into a witness box and they get asked, like, you know, all kind of questions. Then, obviously, it doesn't stays only related to the claim. It goes to their personal life and all sorts of things, you know, I mean, to make them a bad person.
Yeah.
So if somebody is, like, you know, say, for example, like, you know, I mean, just they've been involved in an accident, not therefore straightforward, you know, I mean, now they want to make a claim. They're going to court. Now they've been asked, because obviously the insurance company have the money to spend. They will send, you know, lawyers, you know, just to set an example, so that discourage these people in the future to make a claim. So they will basically try and punish this person as much as they can. I mean, which is happening.
It happens all the time. The thing is, currently, because you're entitled to having a lawyer, I always say to my clients, please don't worry about going to court, because you will have someone there looking after you. There'll be a lawyer there who's on your side and will make sure you're looked after, that you're not asked questions that are damaging, or if they are, how you deal with them. After the changes come in, which could be as early as April, you will not be able to. Well, you will be able to have a lawyer with you, but you will have to pay for that lawyer and not recover it back.
But who's going to obviously have this kind of money? People who seek in compensation, they are poor people. You know, I mean, if they are thinking of making a claim of £2,000 or £1,500, which means, you know, I mean, this money is something to them. You know, that's why they want to make a claim. But they don't have the money to go out there and spend.
That's right. But the insurance company will have a barrister arguing against you, because they don't care what they put the money they spend. And you said earlier that I'm annoyed about it because I deal with it. I'm annoyed about it because of my clients. From my point of view, fine, I'll have to deal with it. But my clients are having their rights taken away, and they should be angry about it.
But what are you? I mean, what is the Law Society doing about this?
The Law Society has lobbied the government. They say that the Law Society says that this is a ridiculous set of changes. It's completely unfair, undemocratic. You're taking people's rights away. Again, I don't believe the government are listening. The Law Society has argued it.
You said if you don't believe the government is listening. Now, because of Brexit, obviously we are in a big uncertainty at the moment. Now, 40,000 lawyers directly is related to this industry. It is their livelihood. With these 40,000 lawyers, there's hundreds of vehicle assessing firms as well. The thousands of engineers working, probably more than 40,000, I would say, probably engineers working in this industry, assessing vehicles. So all these people, I mean, estimated probably like, I mean, few 100,000 people will lose their job because of that.
I think yes. I mean, 40,000 lawyers. Forget about lawyers. People don't like lawyers, so let's not worry about them.
Okay, what about all those vehicle assessors?
But all the vehicle assessors, administrators, medical people who are dealing
medical
with it,
people,
physiotherapists
yes,
who help with the treatment.
Yes.
All of these people, as it happens, insurance specialists who deal
specialists who deals with claims.
You are looking at probably 60,000 lost jobs.
More than that, I would say.
Probably
I would say it's way more than that. Now, if you include all the lawyers, the trainee lawyers, trainee solicitors, I mean, their assistants, secretaries, and everyone. If you put everybody together, I mean, I would probably say, like, I mean, it's thousands of people. Now, we want to. The government is thinking of obviously, like, working towards the economy to change obviously a few things, industrial ways as well, to make sure the GDP is okay. But if all those people loses their job, what is going to happen to our economy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to lose how much?
What about the tax on the work?
And how much they're going to lose on VAT revenue?
Exactly.
How much money are they going to lose? Have they thought about it?
Well, I'm sure they've thought about it, but I'm not sure it's entered their brain too much, because you've got an insurance company that's saying we can save up to £40 a year on your insurance policy. Okay, my clients will save £40 a year on the insurance policy, but what they will lose is probably thousands whenever if
the government is losing revenue, which means on BAT, corporation tax, POIE, income tax, and all that, if they lose revenue on that, then they have to charge this public somewhere else. Because if this public is saving £40 on their insurance, they'll have to pay £100 on the NHS.
Of course they will, yeah. Yeah,
because government wouldn't have enough money. The government wouldn't have enough money to spend.
And exactly what has happened is the last 2 budgets, the tax on insurance has gone up double, I think, or even more than that. So they're clawing it back. So your policy is not going down; it's just being spent in tax elsewhere. So the bottom line is, I don't know what the economics of it are. It's just madness to me.
Have they instructed?
But I keep going back to it's losing someone's rights.
Yeah. Has the government instructed a economist, a specialist, obviously economist in this particular, I mean, the issue that we're talking about, I mean, the changes they want to make, have they instructed not only one economist? There has to be a board of economists, talking about and looking into everything, what could happen.
Well, given that the proposals came forward with a number of mistakes and out-of-date reports, my own view, let me be cynical, is no, they haven't instructed anybody to look at it.
But that's not right.
But I've not heard otherwise.
That's not right. I mean, that's, I mean, I just want to say proudly again that, we do live in one of the greatest democratic country in the world. But obviously, if we act like this, if we, if you don't listen to public, if we don't listen to,
you've got areas such as the solicitors' body and trade unionist bodies arguing against this. There's got to be something wrong with it if you're bringing those two sets of people from totally different areas.
The trade union and the law societies and everybody, all the lawyers and everybody are arguing against this. Have they got any response yet? Is it going to be a debate in the parliament? Have they reached the signatures which was going around from people? Has it reached?
There won't be a debate. As I say, currently there is a process going through, and today there was a hearing in the. I think there's a half-day hearing, which was today,
right?
In the committee.
So you don't know yet, I mean.
No, the results. They've done their consultation. There's no more room to consult.
It's just a consultation.
The consultation, and the consultation, in my view, was biased because it didn't say. It just gave their options and what's right about this option or that option. But neither of those options were right, actually. The right option is to look after people who are in need of assistance.
Interesting. I'll come back to you. It is getting very interesting. I mean, these big changes. We will talk more about this. Let's take a break and we will talk about this again. বিবেশ সময় হয়ে গেছে আমাদের একটা বিরতি নেওয়ার বিরতি থেকে আসার পর আপনাদের সাথে আবার কথা হবে. So please don't go anywhere. We'll see you shortly after the break.